residence permit in Spain for a 6-month study. You can get your own residence in Spain, studying for 6 months. Hello, my name is Antonio Villena. I am the president of a Spanish professional team specialized in residence in Spain. The decree of September 4th, 2018 expanded the possibilities for students from outside the European Union to obtain a student residence in Spain, and at the same time also be able to modify this student residence to a residence for work, as an employed or self-employed person, or for a year of residence in Spain to look for a job or even to start your own business activity. This decree expanded, as we are saying, the possibilities of student residence in Spain, and at the same time also facilitated the process, in the sense that it can be done from Spain telematically through the internet with a professional who has a certificate registered in Foreigner Office, which greatly facilitates the process to obtain student residence in Spain. First, because all the documentation is sent simply scanned from the professional's office. It's done through a platform that is the SARA network, or the Mercury platform, through which the official receives the fully ordered documentation directly for student residence in Spain application. It means the penal certificates, the medical certificates, etc. Each one of that ordered documentation is received directly by the department that is going to study it within the immigration office of the province that has been selected for the studies. This, of course, is much faster than if it's done through the consulate. The consulate first gives an appointment. In the telematic system there is no appointment. The consulate receives the documentation, checks the documentation, they scan it when they can, the documentation along with the application for student residence in Spain is sent when possible to Madrid, to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Then they send it to the province or to the immigration office of the corresponding province, and then the immigration office of the province that corresponds in turn to the corresponding department. This department collects the documentation, sorts it, classifies it, and verifies it. Of course, the procedures are much longer and more when something is missing, for example, a document, or there is a requirement that the Foreign Office should communicate to the Ministry of Affairs, then it communicates to the consulate, then the consulate it communicates to the interested party. So the fact that is provided and can be done through telematics means from Spain, of course, has many advantages to process the application of student residence in Spain. The essential and important requirement is that the future student must have a Schengen visa that has at least 30 days of validity. This is an essential requirement. Other kinds of requirements that are necessary to obtain a student residence in Spain is that it can be later be modified by a residence on its own, is that the studies that are carried out at least 6 months, and these 6 months are full-time studies. It is also an essential requirement that this minimum study of 6 months full-time should be studies that are qualified as higher studies, because the university studies that can be taught by a public or private university, a business center, non-university studies, study for professional training of a higher degree, as a study of fine arts, dramatic arts or sport, but always at a higher level. Another essential requirement is that the registration is approved and paid, and thus this registration has been carried out in a center that is recognized by the Spanish government, and that after studies the student obtains a degree or a certificate of approbation. This is also a must. The other requirements, which are also common to the other types of student residence in Spain, are: first, we have the medical insurance that covers any medical incident during the time they give you the residence in Spain. Although if the studies are less than 1 year, they usually give it for 1 year. So it's convenient to take out insurance for 1 year. Then, second, we have the medical certificate of not having any contagious disease according to the international regulation of the year 25. You have to have sufficient financial means. In this case, Spain stipulates the financial means at 538 euros per month, which is the IPREM. This IPREM multiplied by the month of studies is to say 538 euros along 12 months, because even the studies are lower, they usually give you the student residence in Spain for 1 year. It must be taken into account with respect to the economic capacity, that if the students don't have this economic capacity, as is the most of the cases, and this economic capacity comes from the parents or any other relatives, then the links with this must be demonstrated. For example, if he is your father, so with the birth certificate. If he is your uncle, the same with the birth certificate. And in this case also must be an authorized commitment in which the parents or the relatives hereby is responsibility for all the economic situation during the stay and the studies and any other financial need the student have during the stay of student residence in Spain. Also, if you are of a legal age, you must present the criminal record of your country of residence. In principle, these requirements, which are basic to any student residence in Spain, must also be presented. Once the student residence in Spain is obtained, before this residence is over or expired, 2 months before or 3 months later, you can apply for a 1-year residence for job search. During this year of job search, you can either obtain a contract with a business or a company on your own account, or you can also create your own business activity. That means you can start your own business in Spain, but this business should be in relation always with the studies you have made in Spain. There is also another kind of change that can be made when the student completes their student residency in Spain, and it is an internship with some company that have, for example, a partnership with the center, university or business school where he or she has been studying. As we have said, that they give us a 1-year residence permit to search for a job. That is requested 2 months before the end of the student residence in Spain for study, or it can be requested up to 3 months later, and the Spanish administration has 20 days to ensure the approval or refusal. If they don't answer within these 20 days, it is automatically approved. Normally, if the studies have been passed with a normal average mark, This type of residence for 1 year job of job search is obtained with any problem. When you get a contract for internship, the residence is automatically modified by residence to search a job. You don't have to wait for the end of the year. At the time you want, you can modify your own residence. All these type of changes, modifications that took place on September 4th, 2018 to allow foreign student residents in Spain to continue their studies here and then obtain a business residency, have greatly facilitated the access of new European students to Spanish education, which, as you know all, is a teaching of high quality, a teaching that is recognized all around the world, and the power to then have a future and place if you have a European residency. The first year you will have the first residency, that lasts 1 year. The second residence is 2 years. Then another one of 2 years. Then I'm already in a permanent residence that is forever, not subject to any kind of condition. And it's a right that the person acquires and will never lose, like a Spanish ID. Well, all these advantages that are acquired with student residency in Spain with a minimum studies of 6 months are very interesting, because we believe that anybody can access to this residence in Spain and consequently access to all the advantage that they have offered is a great opportunity. The procedures in principle for obtaining student residency in Spain are a little cumbersome, a little complicated. You don't have to take the risk of doing them badly by yourself, and that is the fastest and most effective way to present documentation, and we always advise you to go hand in hand with a professional that can help you in this process. Moreover, well, I hope that this video was good for you, and if you want to contact us, it can be done through email or WhatsApp, and you can also hit the like button on Facebook or YouTube, or fill out to newsletters to receive news from us. A greeting.
Un saludo.